Hi and welcome to Bailey's in Wild. This is episode 8 of our boat restoration series. There's a lot of wind. I genuinely hope you can hear me, but there is a lot to talk about, so yeah. Okay, so this episode isn't a part of our quest to seal our deck. That will be the next episode if things go to plan. There has been a sudden bout of very warm weather. For the next couple of days, maybe even the next week, it should be quite warm, and so we're going to take the opportunity to sort out the paint, because painting the hull is the last thing we need good weather for. So yeah, we're going to do that this episode, and then the quest to seal the deck will be in the next one. Also, something that happened while we were filming the last episode, somebody turned up out of the blue and asked, is this Firefly? We were a bit shocked, but it turned out that they were a previous owner of Firefly. We ended up speaking to them later over Facebook, and they gave us a full history of her entire history. Some of the things they told us were shocking, but it makes sense. The condition she's in makes sense now. The silt inside of her, why she was flooded, why she's full of mold, her tow rail being broken, and why the cleats are missing. It makes sense. We will talk about that later on in the episode because we do want to get on, but it's definitely something to stick around for because it was shocking. But yeah, that was out of the blue. The boat has been moved. We turned the corner as we were coming up today to do the work, and we were dreading the fact that it hadn't been moved, but it has, and it's moved, and it's brilliant, and the rudder's off, and we can see all throughout of it, we can see the back of the skeg and everything. It's amazing. The rudder is off. We'll save the rudder for a separate episode, but it's off, and I'm really excited about that. The deck has also been cleaned off as well, as far as water is concerned, because the hot weather, there's no water, so the case of just brushing all of the leaves and seeds off should be really easy. It'll take me about 10 minutes. I'm also looking forward to that. The tow rail is also dry. I checked it a minute ago. It's all really good and dry. The chair has just fallen over. The tow rail is also dry and glued. It's perfectly well. I had a bit of a tug on it. It's perfectly fine. So we'll give that a paint in this episode as well. It'll go black to match the handrails that we painted in the last episode. So that's good. Everything's feeling kind of good today. Anyway, before we get to the nitty-gritty part of actually doing the boat, I do want to say a big thank you to Dimitri. We know him as Dimmy. He's a friend of ours, but he's a subscriber to this channel. Hi. We want to just say a big thank you. We have an Amazon wish list in our description that we put there just as in case somebody might want to help. It's mostly just for our reference. And the other day we were sat at home and we received Amazon parcels. We were beside ourselves. Mum was basically close to tears. It was incredible and emotional, and yeah, these are going to help massively. This is a grommet. This is what we want to put at the front of the mast to ensure that the navigation and aerial wires go in and are properly sealed properly. And this is a 12-volt socket that will get mounted on the inside of the boat with all of the electricals, which is handy because considering that this is going to need to get done soon, considering we're doing deck sealing stuff, and this is going to be one of the next things in the job once we move into the actual inside the saloon to start working on the inside. I reckon the electricals will be one of the first things we try and fix before we try and get to sorting out the rest of the saloon. So genuinely, Dimitri, thank you so very, very much. You're an amazing human. So with that out of the way, the job at the moment is to sand her, mask her off, clean the deck, which should be fairly easy because there's no water up there, and prepare her for painting. We need to remove the swim ladder and all that kind of thing. So yeah, this episode will take a couple of days to film, but it will be all in this episode. Our job at the moment is to sand. I'm gonna go and get geared up. Okay, we wanted to start sanding immediately, but I wanted to get rid of all those tree seats off the deck, so we did that first. They get everywhere. There's so much of it, or at least there was so much of it. There isn't anymore. It looks really nice up there now. I just really hope it stays like that. There's no trees around, so there's no excuse, but yeah, there was a lot. It gets everywhere, but it's not on the boat anymore. Oh my god, it's so nice to be able to say that. We're gonna get to the sanding now. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get gear on because it's very, very warm, but we're gonna sand anyway. Yeah, where's the sander?
I'll be coming home, then I'll be at your door. When I'll be coming home, I plan to let you know the longing of my heart, the wish I carry high. Whenever we're apart, it takes me through the night. And I look deep into your eyes. When I look deep into your eyes, I'll be coming home, and I am on my way. When I'll be coming home, I wanna see you play the music of your heart. I'm followed by your light. Whenever we're apart, it takes me through the night. When I look deep into your eyes, oh, when I look deep into your eyes.
Okay, welcome to day 2. The sun is out. It's supposed to be the hottest day of the year, which definitely feels it. I'm very, very sweaty, very hot, but perfect day for painting. So we need to brush off. Yeah, we have a plan for the day. I'm just trying to run it through my head. We need to brush off the hull and things like that because she's a bit dusty. So we need to brush her off before we paint her. We need to mask off along this black line, and we need to mask off the wood, and there's a few pieces of hardware at the back and at the front that we need to mask off as well. I need to scrape bits off because there's some old paint on them as well. And then we need to paint. Yeah, we are on a bit of a time crunch. We got up late. We were so tired from yesterday that we ended up waking up pretty late. So we've only got half a day to take advantage of the heat. So we need to be on with that. A couple of closing notes before I get on with it. We are taking the rudder home. That needs to be fixed at home. There's not really much we can do in the yard as far as I'm aware or think of right now. Yeah, we're probably going to end up taking it home. So that needs to happen. I went up on the deck as well just before we started recording. It's clean. This is the first time we've come to the boat and it be clean right from the get-go. It was magical. Oh, just sanding the tow rail yesterday and wiping off the deck. She feels like an entirely new boat. It feels possible now. She feels like a boat that people are trying to take care of and restore rather than just something in a yard that gets some attention every now and again. But yeah, I'm gonna get geared up. It's warm. Oh my gosh.
Inside your chest that calls on you to cry. You decided it was time for him to fly out of the darkness and into the light, higher and higher out of sight. The whisper inside your heart tells you let go. Time to leave the past. You did what you knew. Slow down and rest. You've been through a war. No one can hurt you anymore. Behind closed eyes, memories unfold, hidden secrets. Looking the other way and close day. There's a song inside your soul waiting to be heard. Sing it aloud, you've written every word. The silence and into the unknown. Louder, louder, let go. Behind closed eyes, memories unfold, hidden secrets, shimmering gold. Behind closed eyes, where the shadows play, there's no looking
All right, we've done the painting. It didn't go as well as we'd hoped. The paint was thinner than we thought it would be, so we managed to get it everywhere, or at least I did, in perfect Kerry's fashion. But yeah, there was a lot of paint lines all over the boat, so we might sand over it with some wet and dry really, really softly to just get rid of the lines that we can see. It looks okay. I think it was just a case of it drying in abnormal places at abnormal times and we weren't used to it. We'll come back to it tomorrow anyway to double check because I don't think it's fully dry yet. The jobs we've got next are to take the tape off, the masking tape. We do want to do a grey line at some point. The idea was to kind of have one hovering, so there'd be a gap of white and then a grey line here. But that's going to require a lot of fancy masking and we got nervous, so we're not going to do it right now. We're going to save that for another day. However, we are going to paint the tow rail black as well, which will have a nice monochrome. I was going to say gradient, but gradient isn't the word I want. But yeah, the tow rail is going black. We're going to have to wait until this to dry, so that's probably a tomorrow job. Yeah, we need to peel the tape off. We need to reattach the swim ladder, which we're going to polish at home. We're going to use new bolts for that as well because they were very rusted and too long, in my opinion. And probably most exciting of all, we get to put her name on properly instead of upside down. The first time we put names on her, we were on the deck because she was still in the water, and we put them on upside down. One of them was decent, the other one was very crooked. So we're going to be able to do that properly. And hopefully we should have 3 names because we wanted one on the back as well, but it didn't work because she was really greasy from being in the water and being stagnant for so long. So hopefully we'll have one on the back as well. So those are the jobs. I'm quite excited. I'm exhausted, but I'm excited. We promised history, so we shall give you history. We were contacted a bit ago by one of her previous owners, one of Firefly's previous owners, sorry. I want to say like maybe 3 owners ago. We spoke over Facebook and they told us quite a bit about her history, obviously. From what we can tell, before I get into her history, the damage to her makes sense, from what we can tell. The silt inside, the fact that she was mostly flooded and partly still is, there's still water in a certain part of her. There's damage in the V-berth, it's mouldy, and the tow rail damage and the cleat on the front of the boat being broken. It might not tie in to what I'm about to say, but we feel like it does. It would make sense if it did. So, when we bought her, we couldn't figure out why she was damaged in such a specific way. Like, it's not like we bought a boat with everything in her and she's just not being used anymore. Everything was stripped, she was stripped bare. She is stripped bare. And flooding and very, very intense black mould, and it's very, very specific damage, especially the damage to the front of her. The pulpit is bent as well, I didn't mention that. The couple we were speaking to sold Firefly. They had her for a number of years and they sold Firefly to another couple who ended up mooring her incorrectly. We don't know how or where, but they moored her incorrectly in such a way that she sank bow first. She sank. Just let that hang in the air for a second. So if you can imagine sinking bow first, damage to cleats from being tightened too tight, and damage to tow rails from impact, however that's happened, and really tight ropes. Anchor locker going in, there's a giant hole in the anchor locker where the handle is. That's obviously went under, filled the anchor locker, which then spilled over into the V-berth and then obviously flooded the rest of cabin. This couple we've been speaking to mentioned that the water damage was so drastic that they had to rip everything out and start from fresh, which is basically how we've got her. It makes so much sense. The mud that's in her, the water that won't leave, everything makes sense. That couple that sank her then sold Firefly onto the man that we bought Firefly from. Technically, the man that had Firefly before we did actually passed away unexpectedly. Terribly unfortunate, because he clearly loved Firefly. He was trying to rebuild her, but he passed, and his son then sold Firefly to us, and that's where her story kind of starts, I suppose, with us. Obviously, when you hear your boat has been sunk, it's not a nice feeling. We felt an odd combination of scared and weirdly relieved. Scared because obviously Firefly went under, she sunk, but relieved in the sense that she was in the process of being rebuilt, and when we bought her, she was seaworthy. She was on the water for about 6 months after we bought her, and however long before that. So, and we towed her, that's a good point, we towed her as well here, and she didn't go under then, so that's obviously a good thing. It feels now that we have an answer. It's before we knew her history, it was a case of, right, she's got all these problems, we don't know why or where they've come from, but she's got all of these problems, we don't have a source. It's almost feels like if you don't know the source of what happened and why it happened, it's difficult to tackle the problems that she has. But now we are fully aware that she went under bow first, and thinking about it actually now, that might be why the hatch seal is broken. She wasn't under for long, but they did manage to pull her out, but it makes sense. So that's it with the history. She gets more seaworthy by the episode, but it's crazy history to be aware of. Anyway, the work I was mentioning a minute ago, we're going to get on with that. It'll be a day for me, but it'll be in a second for you guys. I'm going to go get something to eat, but you get to explore the rest of our painting escapades right now. So, past me has explained fully what we're on to today, so I'm just going to get on with it. Oh, she looks really good. I apologise for the graininess. Our camera doesn't do very well in low light, but I'm not cold this time, so... Right. I know this episode wasn't another quest to seal the deck. I know it's not part of that mini-series, but the amount that we've managed to get done in this episode is phenomenal. I'm really, really ecstatic. So, just to recap what we've managed to do. We've painted her white. We've given her a fresh lick of paint. We've painted the tow rail black, which looks amazing. Oh my goodness, it looks amazing. We got rid of all the stuff on the deck as well. That's all gone. We haven't had that problem since. We've obviously put the names on her as well. Oh, I love her. Anyway, we've done the ladder as well. We managed to get that all polished and shiny, so that it's not brilliant, but it's much better than it was, so we're quite happy with it. And we brought the rudder home as well. We did that. It was a task and a half getting that in the car, but we did it. It's at home and we will figure that out and sort that out for another episode. We also talked about the history as well. And Dimmy, thank you so much as well for sending those things. That was completely blindsiding, and you forever have our gratitude. Thank you very much. It's been a long few days. We are very tired. Several times this week we've gone home and it's been a case of almost immediately flopping onto bed. Mum's been in absolute agony. I'm in a fair decent amount of pain and we're all pretty tired. But it was worth it because she looks amazing. Oh my God, she looks amazing. Oh. There is still things we want to do on her. There's still netting that we want to do, which will be able to be done now that the tow rail is painted. There's obviously the rest of the quest to seal the deck. We've got the door to do. That's probably one of the big jobs we want to sort next, because that we've decided is also going black. So this whole monochrome thing we've got going on at the moment will continue, especially with the door. Oh, I can't get over how great she looks. I was on the deck painting the tow rail and I didn't see what she looked like until I came down. The entire time I'm painting, Mum's down there just going, oh, she looks great, Gareth, you're gonna love her when you see her. Oh, she looks great. She does look great. And oh, the amount of times and the amount of photos we've edited on Photoshop to try and get the image that we have in our heads onto paper, metaphorically, considering it was on the computer, is astounding. And she's there now. Oh, okay, that is all for this episode. Thank you very, very much for watching. The next episode will most likely be another Quest to Seal the Deck mini-series episode, so we'll get back onto that. But we've made leaps and bounds today and we're all very, very buzzing. Oh goodness, it's been a good few days. So thank you very, very much for watching. Sorry, I need to come off my high a little bit. Thank you very much for watching. Please give a like and subscribe. Press the little bell as well so you're notified of every upload, because we are on a 2-week schedule of uploading now. Leave a little comment as well. The amount of comments we've received from you guys is always lovely and we love interacting with you, and the advice you give us as well, always appreciated. We are complete beginners when it comes to doing boat stuff, especially to repairing one. So the advice is definitely just keep it coming, please. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you in the next episode. Bye.